Let's wait a couple seconds. Owl. Sorry, Mr. Call. We with nothing in the fridge. We decided to go to Massapequa Diner. We're going home. Got a chicken chipotle wrap, Diet Coke. We keep it a buck. All right, let's roll. Welcome, week 7 recap. First, I want you to comment, want you to like, and subscribe on that button. So, week 7, we're at the halfway point of the season. We have teams tumbling down the board. We got teams climbing up the board. So let's look at standings. We got me 6-1 in first, most points by a lot. I think by almost 80, 70 points, 4 in a row. But we're taking arrows. Mike, second place, 3 wins in a row, both 6-1. And this is where we get a little interesting. Got 4 teams, 4-3. We got Deacon Kev with his 3-game winning streak. We got Schmerda, the Cows, and the Owl. It's 4 and 3s. I think it's a good group, or worthy. And then we'll go to the next group, the 3s and 4s. We got Phil, the Goats, Cliff, and Guns. The Goats and the Guns are free falling. Pat, 4 in a row. Golf, 3 in a row. Tough sledding. I think the playoff picture is pretty right now. I think maybe Phil's team might deserve a top 6 over maybe Sean or Rob. But for the most part, I think everyone is at where they deserve. And then 11th, we got Bones, 2 and 5, separating himself from Jim this week with W. And then we got Jim, 7 in a row, 0 and 7. It's got to be the longest winless streak in league history. It has to be. I don't think anyone's been 0-7 before, especially if you try. I think our lowest was Cody might have been 3-10 or 2-11 at one point, but Jim might lose out. It would be pretty incredible. So let's just jump right into the games. HQ had Dynasty come through, Gob off 39-point showing. I don't know if that was 2 weeks ago or last week, but Golf's been struggling big time. And let's so my team, Lamar Jackson continued to be the MVP, but Todd Bowles, what are we doing? I know my guy Rob has a nickname for him. It's just, you're down by 4. It was 41-18 in the fourth quarter, and you're like going full blown, all out. Chris Godwin, the God, probably one of the best picks in fantasy this year, breaks his ankle in half, just dangling. He's done for the year. Ayuk, another one, wasn't doing much, but I had faith in the second half. You turn around. Just a double death for the best team in the league. Maybe the gods were just like, he's running away. Let's just see if he can, let's give him another battle. I had to watch the Mets lose. My guys are getting injured, but we just got to keep going. We're just full steam ahead. Gobbs, on the other hand, he must have been so happy. Denver scores 21 points Thursday night. Also, that first touchdown should have hit. I don't know if anyone was watching. I wasn't, but I saw on Twitter that Spencer Rattler just threw a ball, got picked off. They returned it to the house. It would have been first tutty, since I said Denver first tutty, and called it back for offsides. Unbelievable. Gal was probably so happy Thursday. He's like, all right, I'm going to get a W. Then his team just stunk again. Demario Douglas, 2. Eckler, 3. Wandale, 5. Mason, 7. McConkey, 7. Just terrible showing across the board. My boys all showed up. A lot of double digits across the board. That's what happens with number one team. So we're just going to survive and advance. Just keep plugging away here. Rob and Owl, just a pathetic performance all around. Jim's people are trying to give him victories, and he still can't. 66 points, just so bad. Stroud, terrible. Marvin Harrison, terrible. Garrett Wilson's, the Jets stink. Balls are popping up, interceptions. Stevenson's a bum. Laporte is a bum. Josh Downs is a nobody with Anthony Richardson. Just tough all the way up and down the board. Just really, really bad. Now Metcalf might have got banged up. You got Hopkins, but we don't know what Hopkins is going to be with Mahomes. So we'll see. Rob, not a great showing without Chase and Walker did well, but other than that, Slim -2 yards, Mooney nothing, Kirk nothing, Kincaid nothing. Winnington didn't even play. Just tough, 71 points. Hurts the point total, especially when you're in the thick of it. You probably got to stay above the pack coming into the clubhouse here. Your point total is a little low, but you get the wins. You'll take what you can get. Next, we had Cliff and Sean, another just terrible game, 81-59. Cliff's team just terrible. Waymo Jamo is doing steroids, getting 0.1. Sutton, nada. You're starting double tight end, likely in McBride. Tight end's a disaster. Why are we starting 2 of them? They combined for 10. Tough week. You're getting Cooper Kupp back. Swift, Lamb were on buys. Hoxton might come back soon. But the total's low. You're 3-4. You really got to turn around quickly here. Sean will take his W as much as he can. He had a double goose with Debo and Tank Dell and still got the W, which is pretty impressive. He's getting Puka back tonight. So Sean's hanging around. He's doing his job. He battles some sort of adversity, but I feel like he's still going through it a little bit. Bones and the Goats. Now, the Goats, 4 in a row. The old decrepit crew. He got the trades of Adams and Cooper. Had to start him, but obviously limited both sides. Mike Evans just crushing his Pat Soul. It's down 14, first drive. Mike Evans, another why Todd Bowles is an idiot, but touchdown. Immediately was roaring about his hamstring. This wasn't even I think I hurt my hamstring. This is this thing is off the bone. Mike Evans out for a while. Just why is Mike Evans playing when he can only play in the red zone packages and he has bad hamstring already? So many in his career. Why are you playing? Take the week off, be a little precautionary. But no, Bowles is an idiot. Another guy done for a long time. And then Jaden Daniels, this is another thing that happened. Daniels, first drive of the game gets 5 points, breaks a rib, has to come out. So really unfortunate for Pat. Either of those things don't happen in the big first drives of the game. He probably beats Bones, and Bones would go to 1-6. But tough. It's going to be hard for Pat to bounce back. I don't know if I really see it, but I think he's going to continue this slide. Bones, team's trash. Got lucky to get this victory, to be honest. A.J. Brown and Hurts did their thing. Kyron does his thing, but got to have to find some more productions out of these other receivers. Pittman, Kirk, and Lockett is just not it. And you got nothing. You got nothing across your roster, up and down on the bench. I just don't see where you're going to get a lot of production. 2-5. I think you're done, to be honest. But, you can try to stay away from Jim at the bottom here. Mike and Schmerda. Mike continuing his winning ways, 6-1. Brian Thomas continuing to do his thing. Gibbs was unleashed. And that was basically all you really needed. Schmerda still has the check down, game manager, Merchant, Mahomes. Just absolute bum. He should be cut at this point. great real life quarterback. Fantasy, it's just typical. They sleepwalk through the season. Big games come in, they always win. They just find a way to win. I saw a stat that when Mahomes is an underdog or minus 2.5, the spread, essentially that the Chiefs have to win the game. He is 23-6 in his career. So they were underdogs, found a way to win again. I mean, Mahomes is just unbelievable, but fantasy-wise, doing absolute dog shit and kind of hurting your team. But Henry and Kelsey also affecting Kelsey. Kelsey's just, Taylor Swift may have zapped some of his soul, or he's just like 34. Henry just scores a touchdown every week, so thank God for him. Without Henry, I don't know where you would be at this point. Deacon and Phil. Phil, is the 3-4 team that I would look out for. He's getting Tyreek back. Love's back. London looks good. Jacobs, Mixon somehow is good. He's got people on the bench too. Andrews, Hunt, Bigsby, Dobbs, Jalen Warren. Like, he's got pieces to make a move. You could even make a trade with someone, strengthen that starting lineup a little bit more. But we'll see. Deacon doing his job. Bucky Irving with 15 points. We'll see. He has the toe issue, but I think you're getting Jonathan Taylor back this week. You're rattling off W's, so it's good. I do believe in Kev's team. He did get a Rashad Bateman long-ass touchdown at the end of the game to steal the win, which, savvy start. But, he's got some holes, but for the most part, I think it looks okay to be a guy who's going to sneak into the playoffs this year. So that's all I got. Kickoff's about to happen. Key death of the week, I had the double death. Ayuk and Godwin, just a shame. Honorable mention, I guess we can say, Mike Evans. Plays of the week, we had 4 zeros. Pretty impressive. Debo had fluid in his lungs, shouldn't have been active. He got a 0. Whittington was a fake active. That's a 0. Tank Dell just having a terrible year. I don't think that guy's been right all year. 0. And then Cortland Sutton, 0. Match of the week, I'm going to go Rob and Sean, both 4-3. Point totals won't hold whoever loses. So whoever loses that matchup, we'll call it the Doink Bowl. Both guys know how to roll just a fat doink in their past life. So we'll call it the Doink Bowl. I think the loser will drop out of the top 6. I think that's very important. Tomatoes, I guess I'm trying to will Jim back, but he's got to show me a victory. So I'm going to go with Jim. If he gets a victory this week, I'll be back in his corner. First TD, Parkinson, 19-1. Tight end's it's got to happen. It's got to happen. 19-1, good value. So that's it. Halfway through the season. Grinding injuries happening left and right. Just got to, steer the ship straight ahead. There's no stopping now. Also, never forget, dictatorship over democracy.